So yeah, like Nicole was saying, basically we're going to lock the doors and you all aren't allowed to leave till Sunday at 5. It's going to be sweet. Okay, just joking, but seriously.
Hi, my name is Brian, and I grew up in Saskatchewan for most of my life, and I've actually seen the city itself eat up a lot of the countryside, and it kind of bothered me, so I figured I'd, at this point in time, get into something like activism or something of the sort, so I thought I'd educate myself on the subject, so I'm here.
But to get to the meat and potatoes of the whole ordeal.
Serious destruction.
Indeed.
So this is where we have to open space for solutions, looking at things like greening the grid, investing in ideas, jobs with justice, and practical policy. And these are all the reasons why we're here at this action camp. And I hope that gives you guys a kind of an idea.
I think what you guys got the message, that this has got to stop.
And about the projected impacts if they're allowed to grow in the way that is forecast.
They have very, very toxic chemicals which are causing outbreaks of leukemia, lymphoma, lupus, and other rare forms of cancer. And these are all increasing among the Athabasca Chipewyan and Mikisew Cree Nation in Fort Chip.
And it's not happening in Saskatchewan yet, so you guys got a chance.
And that's the beauty of it, you know? This work that we do, fighting the tar sands and fighting big oil and corporations and government that doesn't seem to care. These kinds of activities, silly as it may seem, it's truly effective because, and this is why.
It's educating the next generation to come up and say, we don't have to deal with this anymore. We don't. You know, because if we do, it's basically we're all signing our own death warrants and taking it. Because there's only so much more this planet's going to take. There's only so much more that we're going to have left with.
Well, moving on.
We heard a lot here this evening. Really some amazing stories.
The elders know us from the water. One of the first signs is the animals. You know, Native people traditionally have used the animals and survived from following the example of the animals. And right now, one of the animals is the muskrat, which is a water animal. He lives in the water. His whole life is in the water. And there's no muskrats around anymore. There may be one odd one here and there, but no, they're not there anymore. They used to find the muskrats with bleeding noses, pusses, and sores. And I guess eventually the muskrat said, well, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm just going to go. So they left. I mean, the muskrat aren't extinct. They just left. They left far away from where that river flows. The river flows right by Fort Chip. Fort Chip gets its drinking water from that lake.
Amazing technical knowledge.
What's also useful to tell people about those ponds is that 1.8 billion liters a day of toxic water goes into those ponds. And those ponds are now 60 square kilometers. As Ariel said, they're more like lakes. And it is astounding, isn't it, that we've allowed this as Canadians to take place right next to one of the major rivers in the country, the third largest watershed system in the world is the Athabasca River system.
Oh, yes, of course. It's true.
And these ponds are located along the Athabasca, separated from it by tailings dams. And it's important for you to know and share with others that these tailings dams leak, and in large quantities. So we're not just talking about a trickle. Millions of liters of water a year leak into groundwater and into the Athabasca River as a result of the operation of these tailings dams. And therefore, it's no wonder that there's sickness and health problems caused downstream as a result.
I think there's a sense of heaviness right now in the room, you know, of how real this is and how harsh this is.
And I say, if you're not having fun, then maybe you should start having some fun.
And I think it's okay for us to feel that heaviness. I think it's probably in some ways good, because I think it means that we're being realistic. It means that we're not being apathetic.
What do you think about that?
I love fun. Fun's great. Fun is wonderful. And do you have any more fun in any kind of chest or drawers or?
Oh, wow.
And I think that it also, like, one of the cures for that, you know, I think if we were to go to a doctor would recommend action. So I think that's my perspective. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities for both, you know, the resistance side of things, but also the solution side of things, you know. I think, like I was saying at the beginning here, during this time of economic recession, when a lot of these tar sands investments are slowing down, I think there's a real opportunity for us to push these issues of justice, these issues being brought up in terms of environment, to the forefront, so that we don't continue on that very suicidal and destructive path.
Indeed, indeed.
And there's a real opportunity for us to also push for the future that we want to live in, the future that we want to see. So I think I'm going to kind of end it there.
Indeed, indeed.
So if you all want to be part of the solution, the communal revolution, hopefully we'll be seeing you around. So it's here tomorrow. Thanks for coming out, everyone.